If we would have submitted that script of what it ended up being to Netflix prior, they would have been like, no, we're not letting you do this. Like, I can't imagine anyone greenlighting what was said that night. And even sitting there that night, I was thinking, oh man, tomorrow it's going to be like, they went too hard. Did they cross the line? Is this the end of roast? Like, but everyone seemed to just be like so excited about it the next day. There was not one headline of like, it's too far.
No.
Like not even one. And it was too far.
Yeah,
it was offensive to me at times.
Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler, and we're on a mission to find the greatest game of all time. On today's episode, we are covering the 2023 AFC Divisional round game between the Chiefs and the Bills with comedian, actor, writer, and legendary roaster, Nikki Glaser. And we get into talking about why she roasted me so hard. Squinty-eyed boy, that's what she called me.
That joke really did take a lot of work to get to for how dumb it is. But
we also get into hosting the Golden Globes.
It is live. It is in front of an audience that can be a little stuffy and has in the past not been the greatest audience for a comedian to go out there.
And then we have to get into why she has such a connection with Taylor Swift.
I never even thought to listen to the girl's music because I thought, oh, I don't like country. Come to find out, she's like been the most important person in my life. And like, I say that with like no irony.
And then we read our Apple Podcast review from our fans. There's some good ones. You got to stick around to the very tippity-toppity end of the program. Let's go. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. January 21st, 2024. Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York.
Taylor Swift, the Kelce family. Oh my God, Jason, put your shirt back on.
Hey, we got a football game going on. This is the White Sweater Game. Get comfy, yeah. There you go.
I like your angle.
Why?
Like this.
Get comfy.
Yeah, you got it.
I got bad back.
Oh God, no.
Well, not like bad back, but like if I sit like a certain way for a long time, I get fucked.
Fuck. And it's from football. Or was it always, have you always had...
it's just from like when you get injured anywhere.
Yeah.
Like your biomechanics of how you walk or how your gait is, it changes millimeters. So I've had 14 surgeries. So there's changes everywhere in my body.
All up and down.
Yeah, and everything's connected. You know what I mean? So like your whole posterior chain is connected. So you have a bad knee, it could mess up your back.
Oh
because
my God.
Your hip, you know what I mean? So I do, I try to stay active and I do yoga and I still work out and stuff, but I definitely feel my body.
Oh, fuck.
Just
How old are you?
38.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to feel your body yet at 38.
Yeah, but I live in a cool house because of it.
It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. But you're not in pain now.
I'm not in pain right now.
Okay,
no.
That's good.
I'll be later tonight. But
do you get massages and stuff? Like you get stuff done all the time?
Yeah, I mean, so I used to get it like every day, twice a day when I was playing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I stopped, it kind of like I was so pooped from the game.
Yeah.
Like that it reminded me of work.
Yeah.
So like I gave away body treatment for like a year and a half, 2 years after and I'm all going on year 3. I started back up last year.
Good.
But like picture it like you're a Kobe beef, like getting massaged every day. They feed you right, and then all of a sudden you just quit. You don't do anything. Your body's like, what the fuck is going on to me?
What is happening? Why haven't I been touched? Why haven't I been manipulated?
Yeah.
Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
But it's not even but the massages you guys get aren't like relaxing. No, they're like they're painful.
Yeah, it depends on what type of treatment you get. There's like ART where you active release where they get to a pressure point.
Ooh, I watch that stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, and then there's like soft tissue. I was a soft tissue guy, so it was painful with movement to like warm and bring blood to your muscle. So that's how you promote recovery.
Right.
Like the whole TB12 thing.
Oh yeah. You were into that.
Yeah, I'm very into it, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I learned about you in reference to him.
All right, let's start this thing off.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Games with Names. Today we are looking at the Chiefs versus Bills 2023 AFC Divisional game, or as some would call it, the Kelce shirt off game.
Oh, yes.
Jason Kelce shirt off game with Nikki Glaser. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for coming. This has been way too long, I feel, after, our first time really meeting.
Yeah, I saw you in preparation for the roast. You were going out and working on your set at the Comedy Store. You were with Jeff Ross one night, and I was there preparing as well. And I wanted to meet you, but I was scared. And they were like, "We'll go introduce you." And I'm like, "No, he's working, and he doesn't want to meet." Like, I had so much fear around it. I just had never been around athletes, but like, I don't know. I just put you guys all on a pedestal, but you're pretty real, and you're a lot like comics. And I should have met you that night, but then I met you right before I went on stage, and you were so nice and cool.
And then she called me a squinty eye fuckboy.
I did call you a squinty eye fuckboy. Oh my God.
Gosh, where's the lie? Where's the joke? That's just true.
That was just
comedy,
the
though.
joke.
It's comedy. It's comedy.
That's what you need in roast sets. You need one that's just like, what does this person look? What's the dumbest thing you can say to describe this person? Like, don't even try to be clever. Just say what it is. And that joke really did take a lot of work to get to for how dumb it is. But
You should have called us. We had a lot of ammo.
I really should have next time. Oh my God.
We'll jump into it more.
Squinty-eyed fuckboy. I can't believe I called you that. That's so rude. I didn't even know you.
That's comedy.
What that, like,
comedy.
we got to talk about it, but I forgot we talk about a game on the show.
Yeah, sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All the clips, I'm like, you guys sent me a list of games to choose. I go, what is this?
So
every clip I've seen, I've never seen a game discussed in detail, but I'll do it.
Just merely
in
the
one
entry
sentence.
point.
No. You're right. I love your clips, by the way.
Thank you. In one sentence, let's bring it to the game. Why'd you pick this game?
I picked this game because it just seemed like it was a game where I fell in love with Jason Kelce, really saw him for who he is, and then also Taylor was there. I mean, like, you guys gave me a list of all the Taylor games, and I just felt like this one was a fun one because of the Jason element. And then just his wife afterwards saying, like, I just, like, let him go. Like, and he was just threatening, I'm going to take off my shirt. And she's just like, yeah, just go do it. And I'm like, that's couples goals there. Like, just let each other be who they are. I like everything around this game. I liked. The game itself, don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It's a great
No
game.
clue. Okay,
It's a
great
good
game.
game.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
get into that too, because I
got
want to
it.
be clear.
We don't have
Do
to.
we have to?
No,
So
we
is
don't
this
have
the
to.
greatest game of all time then?
Probably. I do believe what happened on the field has gone down in history. I'm learning about football right now. Like, I started with obviously Taylor in the fall, going to games and being like, okay, I guess I have to watch this and see and try to understand it, because I respect everyone who loves football and is obsessed with it. But I've just never been able to do it, but like, because I don't understand it. And
Yeah.
it's like a catch-22 that my boyfriend keeps going, well, if you watch enough, you'll understand it. And I go, but it's not interesting to me because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So to understand it, I have to watch it, but I don't want to watch it because I don't understand it. So I'm like stuck. But I have actually learned, I've like studied. I went from knowing literal zero about football. I mean, zero to I like how my friends quiz me now. Like, I'm pretty good on it now because it is.
What's offense?
Well, that's like the people that move the ball forward.
That's a great answer.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
correct.
so
Ding,
much.
ding, ding, ding. What's
Yeah.
defense?
It's the people who prevent the offense from moving the ball forward. Okay, don't patronize me.
I mean,
with
that's
these
pretty
questions.
good. That's
I mean,
good.
that actually is nice of you. If you're being sincere, that's
I
nice that you
am.
started out with that and that you're impressed by that.
I was thinking, like, for when I watch a football game with like an international friend that has never seen football.
Yeah, okay, so you get it.
Yeah, you got to watch the game with someone that will explain it to you. And it's great to learn it through watching the game with someone who can explain it to you.
Yes.
You
And-
can't do it on like, I've tried to do it on like chalkboards and shit. And, like,
It's not fun.
In Amsterdam and at a fucking like, I was at a ping pong hall and these guys like, what American football? And I'm over here like, well, you got this? No clue.
No clue.
No clue. But if you sit down at a game, you get a couple clips. It's the
clips. It's running it over and over. It's the commentators. Is that what they're? Yeah, them describing what's going on. Like, just asking questions and not being scared to look stupid. Like, I think I just let down my guard of. Like, I think in high school I was on the pep squad and we would be like supposed to be watching the game and cheering when things would happen, and I always felt like I just had to pretend like I knew, and I kind of felt like I just had to keep that up, and it's too embarrassing to admit that you don't understand this game that everyone in your life loves. And so I think as soon as I just came out and was like, I don't get any of it and I want to, and I'm not scared to ask the dumbest questions, like, it's really helped me. Like, the other night I was like, what happens, and I'm so sorry to your listeners who are like, we don't need to hear what you don't understand about the game that we know everything
They
about,
love
but
it.
like,
No.
No, they don't know shit either.
Football's a
It's literally-
community.
yeah.
That's right, baby.
The other night there was the guy was running it and he went off the side and I go, oh, wait, and I should have known this by now because I know a lot, but you just miss things and I go, wait, does the ball now start from where he ran off or does it start from where he caught it? Because now he's out of bounds. And I could see my boyfriend being like, you should know this by now. But it was kind of nice because he just took a deep breath and was like, no, it starts from where he left. And then there's just so many things that come up. It's so complicated.
It is. It's a very strategic game. That's why like it doesn't have like a lot of the international sports, hockey, soccer, basketball. Those are like free-flowing games that are always moving.
Yes.
In football, it's like straight strategy. We stop every play, we line up, that person lines up. If you put us in this situation, we're going to do this. We're going to do like this little stuff over here to get like some mirror work to scare you. Like it's just like straight combat chess war. Boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
that's
boom.
what I liked about it, and that's what I didn't understand was going on, and I have so much more respect for it because of that strategy and because of how much smarts and cunning it takes.
Yeah, we're not just dumb football players.
No, you're not. It's like it takes. I've seen Quarterback on Netflix. I know what it takes to how much they study, and they hook the little sensors up to Kirk Cousins with the sensors all over his head doing the neurofeedback. I was like, oh, this is actually. And because I'm a fairly smart person and because it's so hard for me to understand, I understand like people who do understand it, I have respect for it. It's complex. But I'm still, I'll ask you a couple of questions throughout. Like I still don't understand. Like the other night, some guy threw a thing and he didn't catch it, like threw it just to fucking no one. And I asked what happened. And my boyfriend was like, that was a broken play. Like he obviously just didn't know the play he was going to do, or they miscommunicated. And I go, isn't that embarrassing? Like I was like, isn't that like he should have known it? He didn't study hard enough, and he went to the wrong place. And he goes, no, because I mean they'll talk about it later after the game, and let me know what you think about this. But he was like, that's the thing about football. We brush it off and you continue. You can't
Short
dwell.
memory. Yeah.
What? Tell me about that.
So sometimes if you're on offense and you call a play, and the defense has something that you can't beat. Sometimes it's better just throw the ball away and go to the play the next down and not have a catastrophe happen if you try to run the play in that play. So it's like a do-over. All right, defense, tip your cap. You got us on that play. Now let's do it again.
Got it. Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So that happens a lot. I mean, if on certain plays and if you see like or sometimes it could be like a miscommunication between a receiver and a quarterback, the guy who throws it and the guy who catches it. If a guy runs a wrong route, the quarterback thinks he's going a different way. He could throw it completely different.
But don't you guys have this worked out? Like we're doing this play and you're supposed to go there. And how did you not study?
There's different. So there's one route that can turn into two routes.
Got it. Okay,
So
based
that
on what happens.
If that route, if this guy's playing a certain way and this guy, you'll do something else. And sometimes you misread it you're not on the same page.
Got it.
So there's a whole lot of like intricacies and like variables that are thrown into it, which makes it even more complex.
But in terms of memorizing plays, like what was your strategy for that? Like it seems so daunting. And I memorize jokes and set lists and have to keep an order and stuff, but I just don't expect like athletes to have to like memorize things. It's a very interesting facet of the game to me.
Yeah. What I did my rookie year is I did flashcards. You have like literally. And it's not just the play; it's the formation, like the name of what you have, where you line up.
Right.
And then there's a name. There's a name of what person you are on the field. So there's a personnel group, a formation, and then a play.
Okay, so that's why there's multiple.
Yeah.
Words
So
in a play.
it'll be like Army, gun trips right, ride 134, dazzle alert. F combat or something like that. You know what I mean? So there's two plays in one, but like the trips right's telling you where to go. The Army is telling you what person you are. And then the dazzle is telling like the numbers usually for the linemen and the dazzles for the receivers because that's a route concept.
Okay, sounds insane to be able to memorize, but
it is. It's tough. No, and if you don't,
it's just part of it.
It is, and
you just have to do it.
It's kind of like probably in comedy if no, it's nothing.
No,
like
I think
comedy.
it is like comedy. I think you're right because I think sometimes people go, "How do you memorize all that up there?" And I go, Because I started with 3 minutes. I didn't start with an hour.
Yeah.
And you started with high school, and it was 1 or 2 plays or whatever. Whatever.
But it also gets to a point where it gets so competitive that, like, athletically, there are certain guys that don't really digest a playbook or remember a playbook, but
Right.
they are so good where you just say, "Hey, buddy, you run a slant," and he goes, "All right." And you know, there are those cases. So it might be like the really good comic that didn't prepare.
Oh yeah, that just is funny the way he talks.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're just naturally born this way. You don't have to try, and everything you say. Yeah,
that comes and gets them. That's a short lifespan.
Absolutely.
You know, especially in the high competitive.
Yeah, it's interesting, like just inborn talent versus working hard.
Yeah.
You're constantly trying to marry those two, or yeah.
Without a doubt. And like, speaking of working hard, how cool is it that you're about to host the Golden Globes?
It's crazy. It's so cool.
That's fucking
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. I was waiting for that.
Kyler, I thought you were gonna...
It's, you know what, I
Like, talk about preparing. Like,
Oh,
how do you
dude.
prepare for that?
Well, it's like, I think it's like, it's the same. I really feel a kinship with athletes after doing the roast, because I was like, it's a live thing. You get one chance to do it. The stakes are so fucking high. And this roast was competitive too, which isn't not normal in comedy.
Yeah.
Like, we're not usually competing with each other, but on a roast, it's like you're trying to get that MVP.
You got MVP.
We don't really know.
You got. I'm gonna say you got MVP.
I didn't even know it was a thing to get, but I guess I did get it, and it felt amazing. I'm not like, I never win anything, so it felt good in that sense. But getting the Globes, it's like, it's 4 months down the road for me. I see it. I know that December is going to wreck me in terms of preparation, but I know what I have to do to get there that day and be completely calm about it and be like, I've got this, because the work will come beforehand.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like an audition I have on Friday that I just get, I'm going to be scared up until the moment I do it, because there's no amount of preparation that's going to make me feel good in 2 days to prepare for that. But for 4 months, I'm like, oh, I've got this in the bag. But it is live. It is in front of an audience that can be a little stuffy and has in the past not been the greatest audience for a comedian to go out there. But I think based on being able to watch past Golden Globes and see what the audience is like and see how much they're willing to make fun of themselves and how much you can roast and how many roasts I've done, there's such a delicate balance of like how much you can make fun of people and still get away with it and toe that line.
I feel like I don't know. I've watched roasts for as long as they've been around. And they kind of like chilled for a while since this whole, 22 and 20 and how the world has kind of changed with the
You're
woke.
all too sensitive. Yeah.
And I felt like it kind of like the roast we were on, there was like no holding anyone back. That
was wild.
You know what I mean? Everyone was hitting every joke, and it was like comedy was almost coming back.
I felt that too. And I don't know that, like, if we would have submitted that script of what it ended up being to Netflix prior, they would have been like, no, we're not letting you do this. Like, I'm sure Netflix perused what was going to be said, but they weren't really, I can't imagine anyone greenlighting what was said that night. And even sitting there that night, I was thinking, oh man, tomorrow it's going to be like, they went too hard. This was, did they cross the line? Is this the end of roast? Like, because it was so harsh, but everyone seemed to just be like so excited about it the next day. It was not, there was not one headline of like, it's too far.
No.
Like, not even one. And it was too far.
Yeah.
It was offensive to me at times.
It was pretty. It was
great though.
But
so
it was
fun.
great for us, like the athletes, when the civilians on the stage, when we went up there and when Kevin let it off. It was good to see Kevin. Like, that was a teammate move. Like, he showed like where the bar was set when he came out.
Oh my God.
And so it relieved me. He said that. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, wait, what was the line he said that made you, or like?
There was the Brazilian jiu-jitsu stuff. Yeah. Like, he was bringing it right away.
You're right. He was showing you where the threshold was, like where we're willing to go.
Yes.
Absolutely. I felt that way too.
Yeah.
He was the best, man. And just like commenting after everyone's set and like showing credit where it's due. Like, he was really a team player that night, where on a night where it is competitive and comedians aren't usually that generous with each other of like giving each other accolades. And it felt, but the roast is weird because you didn't know what other people were going to say, what other jokes people were doing. None of us had any idea what the other people were doing. So you're writing stuff being like, can I get away with, am I going to be the only one who addresses this thing? And then when I heard you were doing an Aaron Hernandez joke. I was like, I guess it's on the table. That opened up a world to me. No,
it's comedy.
It of course it was jokes, and I think jokes can be made about literally any topic. It's not like you're like making fun of the victim. Like there's a certain way that it shouldn't be done, and that's not the way it was done that night. It was really refreshing, but there was just like I heard just like a hint that, or like someone said, yeah, Julian is a Aaron Hernandez joke. And I had been like, I can't do it because no one's going to go there. And then it just was like, yes, hell yes. You killed so hard, man. Like a comedian should kill. Like I should have done as well as I did, but like there's no precedent for you doing that well or Gronk doing that well. It really was like you all should have done as well as Randy did.
Drew good. I like Drew. He likes you too, I think.
Drew
loves Nikki,
killed.
bro.
I'm sorry, I want to include Drew in that too. Drew was amazing.
He was the first one to go out, so that's big balls.
Leading it off, baby.
He killed, and him just sipping that wine, being so calm and cool. I mean, it makes sense why you guys kill because you are used to these high pressure situations. And maybe you would say that wouldn't have prepared you at all for that, but I think it has to. There's no way. Like, how did all three of you kill like that? It just doesn't make sense.
I can speak for myself, and I want to ask you about your preparation process after. But for me, we saw each other at the store.
Yeah.
And Jeff was awesome to let me do the back 10, 12 minutes of his set at the Comedy Store, which
good for you doing that.
I was so terrified.
Of
I
course.
was shaking telling my jokes like this. I could barely talk. Thank God there was like 15 frat dudes from Nebraska that knew who I was, that loved football.
Yes.
So I felt comfortable.
But good for you for doing that because that's not easy to do and no one wants to go run their set around town. But when I heard I go, where's Tom running his set? And they're like, he's just practicing it on his plane and stuff. Because obviously he can't go out to clubs. It makes sense. But I would be so scared to go do it for the first time without saying, because I went around a lot to clubs to run it. So good for you even going out how many nights did you go out and run it?
Just once.
Just once?
But I need that one rep was everything for me because then once we got to the roast, the only people that we really could see were people we knew.
Yeah.
And yeah, you see Kim Kardashian, but like whatever. But like I saw like coaches, I saw friends, so like that made it more comfortable for me.
Good.
You know? I wasn't looking past that.
Okay. You destroyed
it. It was fun.
But then I think we all entered this part where like we would get on stage, we'd be nervous, and then the first laugh you get, you're calm.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of like would lock into it and get excited about, oh my God, they don't even know what's coming up. Like, because I could see you guys, you and Gronk specifically, having jokes land and then getting this like kind of like, oh yes, I got it. Like, and then hitting this stride because isn't it a great feeling to make people laugh fun. And kill?
I have so much respect for comics and the comedy life. I mean, I've gotten to know it a little through Sam Moreau because we started the show and Sam was one of my co-hosts.
Yeah, that's right. I love Sam so much.
And so I would go hang out with him at the Cellar and see all the other guys and kind of get a little in of how comics really are.
Yeah.
And
what's your take?
Well, I think you guys are brilliant people.
That's nice.
To be able to like how you're impressed with play call remembering.
Yeah.
Like to be able to formulate a set and say a joke in the first 5 minutes and it's an hour-long set, tell a bunch of stuff like the story, the meat, this, and then bring it back to someone somewhere. Like that's talent. I can't write. I'm not a good English person. So
but you would be able to. But you wrote some of a good English person.
Football, fun.
But it's you. Did you not have a moment during your set where you were like, and I wrote that one? Was that you?
That was Rob.
But did you?
I wrote a couple. We wrote a
couple of your jokes.
Yeah,
though,
we wrote a couple.
Which ones did you write?
We wrote the Hernandez joke, didn't we?
They came with something in
similar,
that
and then you
premise,
tweaked
and then
it.
We tweaked it.
Okay.
So this is my writing room right here.
Yeah.
The brain trust.
Yeah. Okay.
We tapped Sam in a little
well
bit too.
Done.
We tapped in Sam.
Sam was in there with us in the
Oh,
writers'
okay.
room. Jeff helped us out. He was awesome.
It is a team effort. I had a team as well too.
You
I'm
can't
not like
do it pro
alone.
at this thing, so I had people help me.
No, I had a team too.
So
everyone does.
I would basically how we did our jokes was I would tell a bunch of stories to our room of like things that I thought were funny.
Yes.
Like how it was in the locker room or the shower thing or, taking
yeah.
a piss next to Gronk and like, cause it was comedy every day when when Gronk was around. I'd take a piss every day. Gronk would look over the stall and look at my dick and say like, man, you're looking good today, dude. Like every day, butt naked. Like, so like I would tell these stories and then we would formulate a joke. They would formulate a joke.
Yeah.
And it was
fun.
crazy. It was so fun.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I was like,
did it feel like Super Bowl nervous?
my first Super Bowl was probably similar because it's unknown, but football is the same, and I'm comfortable with the game, and I was in the mindset, you do the same thing that got you there, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So you're nervous for a Super Bowl, but this is something that's like completely outside the comfort box.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, like, yeah.
Did you say yes right away when they asked you, or were you like,
No.
let me think about this?
I said no.
You did.
Yeah, I was like, no shot.
And then what made you do it?
The
What
100, I think
called
a couple
from
$100
Tom?
grand or something.
Okay. I know. Didn't hurt.
And I was like, all right, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I was embarrassed. I was scared.
Yeah.
Like that's very.
Ugh. The relief when it was over.
Yeah, it was relief,
that?
but then it was also like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really,
and
really
then
fun.
we just did a live show in Boston.
Oh yeah, I saw that
2
at the
weeks
Wilbur.
ago, at the Wilbur.
Yeah.
Have you performed
I've been there a lot. What a great room.
That's
Big
a cool,
room.
Yeah,
Good job.
It was so fun, and like I was less nervous for that because of the roast, but I was still nervous for that. But I still had I had a rep at being in front of people.
Yes.
And even though it was completely
I forget
different.
that you don't like talk in front of people often.
But I'm it's a new world for me because this
you're
is like
learning.
It's my third year out of the league, and so like.
Is this what you thought you would do out of the league? Like,
no.
And did you have a plan, or were you just kind of out of it and being like, what do I like?
I thought I was just gonna go take a horse down a dusty road with millions of dollars and just fucking.
What happened?
I had a kid, and you got to work, and
and you get.
Hey, it's not too late.
It never ends.
It never ends. And like my mind's like now that like football is over, my mind is needed something else.
Yeah, because you have to be obsessed with football your whole life.
Yeah, but also
what's that like, dude? Like
I don't know.
Your
if it was,
whole life is something, and then you just like stop. I can't even. Like, I'm so grateful I do something that I can do until I die.
Yeah,
But in some ways, I'm not. I want to stop. I'd like my body to make me stop.
See,
There's
that's
good
the
things
thing.
about it,
Sometimes
too.
you like, because of my body making me stop, you have a natural instinct that kicks in. Like, we're like, what's next? And then you think about all the other interests you had other than football. And, I've got to explore those because of football and actually have a shot.
Yeah.
So like I have so much gratitude because of football that I get to do this stuff, because I probably wouldn't have been sitting here talking to you,
Right.
if it wasn't for the game. So, it just, I'm so thankful that I had my career. I'm so thankful that everything went
Do you
the
have
way.
to say that?
No, you don't, because there's a lot.
You're right. I know. I'm just giving you shit, but
Yeah.
like I like that gratitude because you could be better about it.
Like my situation, I'm not like I'm not Gronk. I look at me. I'm a 5'10", squinty-eyed little fuck boy, like you said. Like I had to work to get my
We've
shit.
all seen the ESPN magazine photo shoot. You know what you're doing.
You know what I mean, though.
We've all peered over the stall and been like, things look good. Okay. You obviously have charisma and good looks. Like you had something to spin this into, but like it is what was the first year out? Like were you just like, I guess I'll start, I mean, podcasting is the natural thing to go do.
No,
Why not?
I started doing Inside the NFL live TV.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then live to tape, which was cool. And then we started the podcast.
Yeah.
And and then you had to say yes to other things that you've said no to for so long, like your family,
Yes, I know. You've always had an excuse.
yeah. And so you have some making up to do. So like being a dad. And,
Oh yeah. Oh God.
one of those things. Being a bad mom is as great as or easy as being a great dad or something like that.
Yes, you've seen it. No, that's okay. That's lovely. What about your body though? Like, do you work out any? I mean, you definitely work out, but like, aren't you just like, do I still have to do that? Like, isn't that all wrapped up in what used to be your career?
I did that for a while. Like, I'm not doing that. But then my body started feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And I also, when I realized that when I work out, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
It like releases an endorphin that like, yeah, it sucks during it and I fucking hate it. And,
No, I know.
But like afterwards, the sense of accomplishment, the sense of making yourself better, the sense of taking time to improve you in your mental state that naturally is involved with it is, it's therapeutic.
Yes. I like every day doing, I like to do a workout that destroys me because I like every day being like, I just want to quit. I hate this. And then persevering past that point, like gives you just such it makes me feel like I've done something in a day where maybe I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
But I love to get to the point of wanting to die. But also like, I like where you're like, I think I'm going to die. And then you get past it. But like also with like, you used to have these ultra bursts of adrenaline and dopamine playing the game and fear and nervousness, and then suddenly it's like not that anymore. So you got to go say yes to roast. You got to say yes to live shows. Like, it's getting that up for you again.
That's where I'm getting it
because we're addicted to that feeling, even though it's like
that's exactly
uncomfortable.
Right. That is exactly right. Like all this shit. Like I just did an audition for something, and like it was my first audition, and I'm having to run like a sex scene pretty much with a dude over Zoom.
Oh my god!
And it was like, this is so uncomfortable. Like, what do we? But then I was like, afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a rep. I get it now. Like I was so uncomfortable for this. Rep.
Yes.
And now like
the next time it won't be so difficult.
It won't be so terrible.
Fuck a guy over Zoom.
Yeah, literally. I was like,
bro, I still can't believe you didn't get it.
I don't know if I didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you don't know yet?
No, I definitely didn't get it.
You'll know when the show airs and it's not you. That's how they tell you.
I didn't get it.
Fingers still crossed, baby.
I'm sure it was great. There's always those moments where you're like, how did he not get that? Like, yeah, I'm sure you did great. Good job.
No, so.
But yeah, it feels good to feel scared. Like sometimes I get complacent about performing where it's like, I don't get nervous anymore. And that used to be a part of it for me. It's like, what's going to happen out there? And sometimes I'll just like smoke a little too much weed or something right before I go on stage because I want to be like, what's going to happen? Like I want to like make myself feel scared again. And I think that sometimes like weed is my one drug that I come kind of like, I gave up alcohol 12 years ago, but weed is the one that I come in and out of. And I think I always grab it when I literally want anxiety in my life where I'm not getting enough because I'm getting too used to this thing that used to give it to me because I love those spikes.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting them from stand-up, but it doesn't like performing in front of a crowd doesn't do it unless there's like someone famous there or someone like I don't know, like sometimes, or someone who's there to see me and I'm auditioning for something, then I don't need that. But sometimes I will just, like last night I had a really big slit up my skirt and I'm like, try to make them laugh with like your pussy hanging out. Like, see if it wasn't hanging out, but it was so distracting. Like it was all the way up this slit. I would have never worn something so slutty on stage, but I just bought a skirt that was too short and I was like, I have nothing else to wear. And I'm like, okay, this is a hurdle I will have to overcome on stage. Take me seriously. Try to listen to me while you can see my right labia. And they did. I was able to get laughs. So I just have these little things that I put in place to scare me again.
Now, when you go do something like the roast or the Golden Globes, and you're in full like comic mode, like you're touring because you're on a tour right now, right?
Yeah. I'm always touring forever. There's no like comedians have. It looks like we have like tours because my tour now is called Alive and Unwell. I just named it that for this stretch of dates. Like it'll be named something different the next time. But there's no like I'm gonna book these dates and that's the tour. And when it's over, I'm gonna go on vacation. I never stop touring. If I have a weekend off, I'm not on vacation. I went to go see Taylor Swift on Eras tour, and I'm back at it the next weekend. There's no
you
break.
haven't even seen my shirt.
Let's go, baby.
I saw your shirt. I love it so much. I'm sorry. If we talk about Taylor Swift, we won't stop.
All right.
So I'm waiting.
All right.
But you were going to ask me about being on tour, comic mode, getting to.
Yeah. How do you go from do you just change your hat? Like, do you use a lot of what you use in your stand up when you're going and doing a show or at the roast, or how do you what's your mindset going into different things?
I mean, for the roast, it was like, this is the most important performance of my life. This could change everything.
So you took it that way?
Oh, yeah, because I've done them before for Comedy Central when they weren't live on Netflix. And even those were like the biggest moments of my career that really did change everything. I think it is the biggest moment, aside from the Golden Globes, actually, which I wouldn't have said until I got it. And then I was like, oh, wait, I think this is the biggest moment a comedian can have. Hosting the Oscars, Golden Globes, Emmys, And then I think a roast set is the biggest debut or like a performance of a comedian's life. I mean, my special did well. I think 4 or 5 million people watched that. How many people watched the roast? Like 20 million? Like, it's like, it doesn't compare.
Crazy. I was in Brazil and some dude comes up to me and I was like, oh, this guy sees me. He's like, comedian on roast? I'm
It's
like,
the biggest thing.
no, football player.
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Yeah, I know.
You're comedian on roast. And it's true. It's like, I just know the magnitude of it. I didn't understand how big this one would be, how little there would be in the news that week, that we were the only things in the news that week. Like, honestly, it's just kind of luck.
Timed up.
The clips of us were going crazy because there's nothing really else going on that week. It was a Sunday night. It felt like a Super Bowl. Everyone in America was kind of watching this thing live and it lasted for about a week of people talking about it.
Yeah.
Like every day. I mean, my family being like, I hear someone in line behind me at Starbucks talking about you. Like, that's never happened to me in my career. So it was like, it was that big. So I fucking got together a team and was like, let's write the best roast jokes ever made, and then let me just run the set every single night. Let's have meetings in between sets to determine which jokes stay, which words we tweak. Should I say he puts the tard in retarded, or should I say puts the tard in retard? Which one's funnier? Let's have an hour-long discussion about which one's funnier. Should I say I entered a lottery to suck Tom Brady's dick, or a raffle? Which word is funnier? Like, that kind of minute detail of like, let's take a vote, raffle or lottery to suck Tom Brady's dick. Like, it was, because it does come down to like, that word could change everything.
Yeah.
And got drafted to suck Tom's dick.
Oh, roast mode, Kyler. Ooh.
I liked it. And then the same with Golden Globes. Like, that's why I know I'm gonna be fine on the Golden Globes, is because I did this roast and I know the exact training process I need to kill it.
So did you think?
In place.
Did you get the Golden Globes because of the roast? You think?
100%.
So
without question.
What other opportunities did you get? You think?
I mean, just famous people wanting to be friends with me. Honestly, I mean, once you are in the spotlight, famous people suddenly are like, "Oh, I've always loved you," and they've never seen anything you've done.
Which one? Who?
I don't want to say names because I really desperately want to be friends with these people who
only
like me for my fame.
The one person who maybe a little too famous that probably won't be anything. It may have should have been a text. There's got to be one that it's probably not going to go down the friend road.
Who can I mean, JWoww. No, she did write me. I mean, I at this point, I really have expunged it from my memory, but it was like a lot of blue check marks sliding in, being like, and following and saying, I'm a fan. And, it's turned into some actual, there's a thing coming out soon. One of the most famous people in the world reached out to me to, have me, do something with them that I would have never thought in a million years I would ever be in the same room as this person. And now I'm like, I get to know them because they saw me on the roast and liked it and reached out. So stuff like that is happening. I mean, my touring has, like, I don't have to really promote shows anymore. People just show up because they know who I am. Like, and I'm not bragging. This is stuff that is in my 20-year career. I've had to like constantly be like, Sacramento, I'm coming to town this week. Bring a friend. Tag your friend who lives in Sacramento. Like, have to make up a song about Sacramento. You know, like,
you got some good saltwater taffy in Sacramento.
There you go. Okay, I would have had to make some joke about and bought a bunch of it and shoved it in my mouth and go, Sacramento, and made some real. And now I don't have to do that stuff as much. And but with that comes more pressure of like, you know, that set was so tight and so perfect.
Standard.
And my stand-up is not that. My stand-up's looser. My stand-up's personal. My stand-up's storytelling. It's not roast jokes. So it does leave an expectation of, there was a big fear at first of like, oh, people are going to come see me on tour wanting to see, like, have me roast their city. But they're going to hear me talk about how my knee skin looks like, you know, I look at my knee skin and they look like dead presidents' faces or something like talk about aging, like my aging body, or like I'm talking about my depression and that's going to confuse them and they're going to be mad and they're going to want their money back. Like I had all these these fears of like, yeah, now I have to perform at that level every time. And it's just not possible because of the work that went into just that 7-minute set. Like I can't do that for everything I do. But now it's been a couple months out and I'm like, I've reset and been like, it's okay that you don't have to always deliver on that level.
No, like people, I saw a little bit of you before. People are attracted to how you deliver your joke, and like you could say anything, but you're very funny. So I think you should taper to just getting yourself better and keeping it, and people are always going to come because
I think you're right. I just have to not work from a place of what do people want from me, and I just have to really tap into like what's like the most authentic version of myself. I think that luckily authenticity is really a commodity right now, and it hasn't always been. It almost was never a commodity in this business. It was always about like being fake and acting like you're perfect, which I always wanted to be. It was one of the reasons I wanted to be in Hollywood is like, they seem perfect and I'm not, and I want people to think I'm perfect. And then you get in it, and the more that I am just myself, the more good things happen to me. And thank God, because it's something that I found really easy to do, is to be myself.
Now, did being yourself get you invited into the Chiefs text chain, like the celebrity text chain? There's like John Hamm and
no,
like,
what the fuck? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Wait, it's John Hamm. It's
Riggle
Rob
Stone Street.
It's
I think
Eric Stone Street.
Brad Pitt.
Heidi Gardner.
What? Heidi Gardner's in it?
No. Heidi. Heidi Gardner from SNL. Yeah.
Heidi Gardner.
She deserves to be in it. She's been a
Sudeikis.
longtime Chief fan.
She's OG.
I went to KU, University of Kansas,
Rock
and
Chalk, baby.
I started Rock Chalk, and then I started doing comedy my freshman year of college. I went to CU Boulder, but Paul Rudd, fuck, I gotta get in this. Actually, it's too much pressure. I don't.
Jason
honestly,
Sudeikis.
I don't want this pressure of like texting celebrities. It's too much because you feel like you got to get right back to them, and like if you say the wrong thing, like
just play it cool.
Easier said. Like I don't know how to. Do you know how to do it? Don't you get anxiety? Oh, the other day Bon Jovi was like giving you shit for the number thing. Weren't you a little anxious texting with Bon Jovi?
No, I was.
You blocked him.
I was anxious because he said I big leagued him at the
right. But like, isn't that? But you obviously didn't.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, now I don't know. I'm not so sure.
No, not at all.
But like,
I was like,
I'm worried
hammered.
about coming across the wrong way sometimes, and it's just like the other day, a really famous person FaceTimed me to thank me for doing the thing that I was just talking about. And let me just tell you who it is like this.
Oh wow.
Okay, so that person FaceTimed me after we got done with this thing to be like, hey, I just want to say good job. FaceTime, I'm at a restaurant and I just clicked ignore because I was like, I can't fucking handle this. And this person is not something you can pick up in a public space to be like, hi. Like, so I was doing them a favor, but I also was like, I don't even want to call them. Like, I can't handle having this person on my phone. And like, I literally had to take 20 minutes to be like, what should I write back? And I was at lunch with my friend. It like ruined our lunch because I was like, I can't have this going on in my life.
See,
like,
what I do?
What?
Because I have like way famous friends that like I have no business being friends with.
I mean, you're way famous, yes.
No, not like that. But I set the expectation for my text behavior at a real low standard.
Okay.
And so
how
like,
do you do that?
You just don't text back. Okay. And then the one day, like, oh, then you drop a reminder. Oh, hey, how you doing? Sorry, I got like a few days late. So
you'll not return famous people's texts
too?
If
not like that, but like if I'm in the middle of something, like, and then I'm a football player, I got hit, so I'll forget about it.
Oh, that's good. You have that excuse.
Yeah.
But not excuse, a real thing, I'm sure.
CT is real.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we joked about it a lot that night because what else are you going to do? Cry? It's too sad.
Now, I was watching your special on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that came to my mind, like when I was done, is like, I wonder if Nikki Glaser talks like this at like Thanksgiving with her family.
Yes.
Like I want to see you at a holiday dinner. Like how is it?
I've curbed it. Like it was always that way in my childhood of not being so much as funny
or in
as
class
just saying.
As a kid.
Well, I was totally shy as a kid. I just was terrified of being made fun of, or I really thought I was ugly and I just didn't want boys to make fun of me. So I was really shy in school and never spoke at all. But in terms of like around my family or around friends and friends' family, I just never had any filter. And I quickly learned like you can't say this, like people just look at me like, why would you say that? So there was a lot of that going on. And you learn, okay, there's something wrong with me that I ask these questions and that I have these curiosities. And I wasn't trying to be funny. I was really curious how many people my dad slept with before he met my mom. Like when I was 11, I found out that you can like sleep with people before you marry someone. And I was like, I'm just curious, Dad, how many women have you slept with before, Mom? And I asked it in a van ride on the way to Michigan with like our whole family in this van. And my dad, I asked it as like we're pulling out of the driveway. And I'll never forget because my dad said nothing. He didn't say anything the rest of the drive home. So maybe he was calculating in his head, but it was just dead silence. So I just, that feedback, and my family is not one to just be like, we're not gonna talk. Like I could tell like I had offended everyone to their core, and it was like really shameful. So I think I grew up feeling the things I was curious about, the things I wanted to talk about, sex and just gross stuff was like shameful. And like, you're like not a normal girl. Like you're talking kind of like an autistic boy, like there's something wrong with you. And so I just stopped until I did comedy. And then I was like, oh, I could get paid for talking like this.
Now, do we have an autistic family member now? Or did you get the results?
No, yeah, that was that was the joke in my special. No, not yet. But I might have a touch of it, which is fine. I wish I did because I think it's an amazing thing. But Do you ever think you're gonna find out how many? How many what? People that my dad slept with?
Yeah.
I think it's innumerable. I mean, I think that he was a hot guy in the 60s and 70s, and he was like the cool kid on campus. He's a musician. Like there's no telling how many brothers and sisters I have out there. Yeah,
he does seem like the man. I love when he pops up on social.
Thank you so much. He's so like cool. He's really. I have such a supportive family, which is really rare for a female comic, and like for me knowing I wanted to do this since I was in high school or in college actually is when I found stand-up, but them always supporting me, like I really lucked out of like them not being like, you can't do this, because it wasn't going well for a while.
I mean, that's a great support system to have someone, always there. I mean, I had a great support system.
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the van story popped up, there's a story. I was like 13. My brother was 20. My sister was 11. And my brother was in the front seat. We were going to Half Moon Bay for like a lunch. My mom's in here. My sister's in the way back of the Suburban. And I'm fucking with my brother. Like he's in the front seat. So I'm like messing with his head.
Yeah.
And he goes, Julian, stop fucking touching me. And I go, and I keep on doing it, and he swears, and my mom goes, Jason, watch your mouth. He goes, Mom, you know what a 13-year-old boy does with his hands all day? Especially with a computer. From left field, my little sister, who's 11 years old, from the back seat, are you guys talking about jacking off?
Oh, my God.
I'm sitting here as a 13-year-old boy, and my dad's sitting there like laughing. I'm like about to cry.
I'm sure. There's nothing more humiliating to a 13-year-old boy
when
than
your
being
mom
called out
and your
for
sister
masturbating.
Bro, Nikki, how did you?
Little sister, mom, and so we go to this lunch, and I'm so sad. I'm like embarrassed as fuck. We get to this lunch, and I go, may I be excused to go to the bathroom, please?
Oh, no.
No.
And my mom goes, where you going, to jack off?
I love her. Mom, no! I can see you just stomping
I was
off.
like, just put my head down.
Because you had probably just started jacking off.
Yeah,
and like it is your little secret that you think no one else knows about. It is your little shameful thing that you do. There's nothing.
I had an older brother though, so you know what I mean? You kind of knew a lot about stuff.
Okay,
like
so
that.
Okay, that's good. That does help a lot.
Well, yeah,
and not
7
be the
years
first
older
one.
too.
Then yeah.
We shared a room, and I remember he had
ropes.
girlfriends and stuff. So
and you're 38 now, so 13 you were getting the internet.
Oh yeah, we were AOL dial up.
Yeah,
I mean, I think we may have had 6,000 viruses from all the porn I downloaded from BearShare.
Yes. Oh my
maybe
God.
6,000. Still on BearShare, Napster. I mean, we were in the early stage.
Wait, you guys were downloading porn? Like, I didn't get into that. Downloading porn, like on LimeWire and Napster.
We were downloading music.
I didn't know you could download porn.
Yeah.
Why would you do that if you could just like play it on a website?
No, you couldn't. You couldn't yet.
Oh, you couldn't. It was just pictures?
No, you could.
Your
you could.
internet wasn't fast enough.
Yeah,
that's so true. Okay, I just remember like tits going like, like that. But I guess I never looked at video. Wow. Okay.
Pam
that
Anderson
makes
sex
sense.
tape's probably still downloading on my parents' computer.
Yeah, it took like 5 days to download a video.
77% right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what a great family you have. That sounds really fun. I didn't know how to masturbate until I didn't know anyone masturbated until none of all my girlfriends were doing it. We were best friends. We talked about everything. We literally sisters shared everything. They were all masturbating and no one ever told me about it. All someone had to do was like, listen, there's this thing that you can do and it feels great. It never occurred to me to do it. And then I tried in college because by then I had heard about it and I was like, it's like learning a new language. You got to start young.
You got to start young.
Otherwise it's
like a sponge.
It is.
When you're young,
nice.
you're like a sponge.
Yes.
You learn more quicker. I mean, like I got a 7-year-old. She say anything around her.
Oh my God, yes.
It's there.
She's a girl?
Little girl.
7? Oh, that's
7.
fun.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Is that a good age?
It's a great age.
Yeah.
She's, it's.
What's the cutest thing she's done or said recently? I love hearing this. And I'm sorry if you can't remember because I know it's a lot. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Parents are always just like, I don't know.
So I let her, in the morning, I'll let her when we drive to school, it's like a 25-minute ride. And we'll listen to like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and I'll start like making up a song. Like Lily's going to school. Da, 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 da. And
Cute.
I'll let her do it, and she'll be like, "Daddy is a butt sniffer."
Oh
like,
my God!
I let her swear if she
Yes.
can rhyme it because I'm teaching her rhyming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
So like that. She did that this morning.
that really makes me happy because I think that like girls need to I think little girls don't get to make butt sniffer jokes and fart jokes and poop jokes. Like I really do feel like that's why people say women aren't funny or whatever, because when you're young, what's funny to you is butts and farts and poop, and boys can kind of make those jokes and it's not it's naughty, but it's not
expected.
disgusting.
It's expected from
you're
a
not
boy.
shame.
Yeah.
You're not like, why would you say that? But little girls making fart or poop jokes. I mean, back when I did it, it was just like, no one's ever gonna want to date you. You are a disgusting
It's
girl,
true.
and it's like it's different. And so when you're told as a girl you can't be, when your joke arsenal is stolen from you as a child, you can't joke about these things. You just are like, I guess I'm not supposed to be funny because it's not ladylike. And so it's not that women aren't funny. It's like women aren't allowed to be funny early on. It gets taken
It's
from
changed.
us.
It's changing.
So I love that your daughter's singing about this shit.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, when we're what's that new song by Billie Eilish, Lunch?
Oh yeah.
She knows every fucking word of that song. So I think things.
Isn't that about eating
Yes,
pussy?
it's about eating her friends like best pussy. Yeah,
But she doesn't know because your daughter's
no,
just,
but then she'll
a
and then
metaphor.
there will be a swear word, and I hear it, and I'll look back, and she's like, "I didn't say it. I didn't say
that's
it."
so cute. It's like us with the N word when we rap. I didn't say it.
Let's go back into time and segue to a segment where we go around where the game took place and we talk about pop culture. I think I got a dip in my lip. On this day, January 21st, 2024, the #1 movie was Mean Girls.
Oh,
That was a reboot, right?
The
Musical
reboot,
remake.
yeah, the musical.
Reboot.
I missed it.
I missed it too,
I did too.
but I was wrong too because anything Tina Fey does is
She's gas. She's
incredible.
goated.
She's funny.
she's amazing. She's one of the greatest of all time.
What else was she? What else is she in?
30 Rock.
So I've been
30
watching
Rock.
30 Rock lately.
Mean
SNL.
Girls, SNL,
SNL.
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin.
She just has great quotes
Yeah.
all the time. She was like, I forget. I should memorize this because I quote it all the time. But it's something about how a woman is called crazy when she has an opinion and no one wants to fuck her. Like something about just a good commentary on like women getting older. Like if you aren't fuckable anymore, like no one wants to hear anything you have to say, and we'll call you crazy.
That's a
and
Mark Twain level quote. That's it.
it's so
That's gas.
I butchered it, but it's something like that that really sums up
Baby Mama too. Baby Mama was fire.
Baby Mama.
Girls
Girl-
Five Ever is actually underrated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
anything
funny.
she touches is going to be amazing. But 30 Rock, one of the best shows of all time. You can put it on at any time. If you sneeze, you'll miss a joke. Like that's one of the ones. Like if I'm feeling like kind of dumb and like, oh, my brain isn't working, I'm not funny anymore, I'll just watch a ton of 30 Rock or Veep, and just binging those shows literally makes you funnier.
Yeah.
If you're out there being like, how do I become funny? Watch 30 Rock or Veep, because the rapid fire machine gun style of jokes and that, it just like you can't help but kind of absorb it.
Yeah.
That's a good pro tip.
My mom watches 30 Rock. Tina Fey's been around for a while
She's
too.
amazing. Yeah.
So shout out her.
Shout out her.
#1 song Love It On Me by Jack Harlow. Which
Never
one is
heard
that,
it.
Jack?
I'm Vanilla Baby. I choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. You remember that one?
I've never heard I mean, I know I have heard a single song of his, but I've never consciously listened to one. And I'm sure I'd love it, though. I hear he's great.
It's catchy.
I don't like no it. Remember that one?
I can't believe. Where was I January 21st? Don't know it.
Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams sit down for the now infamous Club Shay Shay episode.
I missed that too.
I didn't
something
watch
was
it
going on
either.
for me this week. I just didn't partake in that for some reason.
I mean, I watched all the clips.
I watched the clips and I heard people tell me what happened in it. And I hear it was hilarious, but I don't know anything else about it.
You got any? You ever meet Cat Williams?
You know what? I was gonna maybe do a joke about Kevin Hart that was referenced from that. I'm saying he won't wear a dress or something. I'm not gonna wear a dress. What was that?
I called.
Yeah, that was said in the interview.
Yeah.
I called
million
Burt
views right
Kreischer's liver is so black it just did 3 hours on the Shannon Sharp
Yes,
podcast.
that was so good. That was so good.
Jeff Ross, at the Comedy Store, was like, you know what's even funnier and even more black is if you said 4 hours. And I think it was 4 hours you did it, and from 3 hours, and it actually
you're
was
right.
funnier.
3 and 4 there's a difference of a laughter you could get. And it's that's what I like about comedy is those little intricacies. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Have you ever met Cat Williams?
No, he's an enigma. I feel like he's the prince of comedy.
He definitely is like
That's a
the
good
prince
way to
of
put it.
comedy.
Right?
I love Cat.
I'm scared to meet him.
Same.
He might just just the way he'll look at me or look through me or not look at me. Oh, I don't think I could handle it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He fought a 12-year-old, lost, and then came back and is still killing it. That takes some.
He fought a 12-year-old.
Yes, bro. It was on World Star 10 years ago.
Oh my
He
God.
got duffed out by a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid.
What was that one? What was that one stand-up he did in mid 2000s?
Oh, the one where he's got the green
The
on?
green.
The
that
green.
one's
Yes.
referenced all the time.
That thing,
never
he
met him.
was funny as fuck, and he sweats the whole time.
Yeah. No.
He's
That's
a towel
like
guy.
Michael Jackson bit. That's a great one.
In the sports world, the Super Bowl champions were the Kansas City Chiefs.
Shout out.
Shout out. Lamar Jackson was the MVP. National champions was Michigan. Heisman Trophy winner, now Commanders quarterback, Jaden Daniels. You know anything about the new rookies?
I know that a rookie did really well the other night in the Chiefs game.
Xavier Worthy.
Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy.
So
Great
look
name.
Nice.
Football fan right there.
Yeah, I'm
ball.
learning. I'm paying attention.
Do you know who Victor Wembanyama is?
I don't know.
He's the tall, I can't say his name, but he's a
just
Frenchman that's supposed to be the
wow.
next Michael Jordan.
Oh my God.
Silver medal
okay.
winner.
Silver medal winner.
Holy shit.
He's 7'6",
7'4".
and he can shoot. 7'4"?
20 years old, yeah. And he can shoot.
He's probably gonna get 2 more.
He's a
He's gonna get
beast.
3 more inches, I bet.
What? Why?
Because he's not done growing.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's only 20.
20.
Oh,
7 foot,
whoa,
210.
my God.
Crazy.
There's guy like Anthony Davis was a point guard in college. He was 6'3", and then by the time he left, he was 6'11".
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
He's as long as his name.
Yeah. Do
Wembanyama.
you watch baseball at all?
I'm from St. Louis, so I go to Cardinals games, but I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Well, they put a pitch clock on.
Okay, cool.
So it speeds up the game.
All right.
And then the first,
that's right.
the first Super Bowl in Vegas.
I was there.
You were there?
Yeah, I got to go. It was so much fun. I'll never miss another Super Bowl again. I go to Era's tour. I've been to a bunch of her show, too many. I've been to 18 in a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm addicted to just arena events, stadium events. And I felt that same way at the Super Bowl. I thought it was just the Taylor Swift effect. Obviously I'm a huge fan, but I was no, I just like being with people who are just psyched to be at this thing that they have been anticipating for so long. You just feel the energy, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll never miss another Super Bowl, I don't think.
So you're going to New Orleans?
I'll pay whatever. Yeah, I'm going to New Orleans.
That'll
I'm
be
doing
fun.
a show. I shouldn't. Well, I'm doing it. There will be a fun announcement about something going on around.
Ooh.
that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully I can make a something announcement
Yeah.
or make it to a something announcement.
Wait,
If
do you go to every Super Bowl now?
Yeah, we work for the.
Oh yeah, you were.
Fox is doing the Super Bowl
Oh
this
my
year,
God.
baby.
Yeah, it's
I'm a Fox guy.
God. You're a Fox guy.
Fox guy.
Sweet.
We might have a setup at Radio Row. Yeah.
Oh,
Setup-
nice.
I swear we saw Nikki.
Yeah, I think that's
this
where I'm
year.
gonna go. Yeah, that's where I was
I was
last
too
year.
scared to come say I was a fan when I saw you this year.
Wait, did
Radio
you
Row.
did you say that? I feel
No.
like I met you before.
I don't
No.
know. I just have
We
that
were the
effect
cool
on
guys
people.
at Radio Row.
Okay.
Just rocking
Yeah,
around.
yeah. I'll be there. That was
Heck
so
yes.
fun.
Wait, maybe Are you gonna be up there with Kendrick at halftime? Is that the announcement?
Yeah. Doing a
You and Ken
tight
featuring?
5. That'd be
That would
so
be sick.
hilarious for a stand-up to do the halftime show.
To break it off, Nikki Glaser.
That'd be so sick.
So disappointing.
All right, Jackie, let's break down these Buffalo Bills and get into the game.
Let's
do
do
we
it.
have to?
The-
What the fuck
We'll
is
keep it
all
extra
this
tight.
shit? Okay.
We'll keep it extra tight.
And I'll ask questions along the way because
Heck
I don't
yes,
know what.
for the heads out there. 11-6 this year. Sean McDermott was the head coach. Ken Dorsey got fired mid-year.
Same
as the
quarterback
OC.
coach.
Joe Brady,
No, me and Ken Dorsey when I was in high school.
Charlie Fry.
Roger Theater.
Whoa.
Shout out. Ken
Shout
Dorsey
out
and I.
Raj. He got replaced mid-year. Bummer.
I know. I
Do you
feel
want to
bad.
be an offensive coordinator?
Absolutely not.
Okay, exactly.
No.
Yeah. So
I
it looks
never
like
want to be a coach.
really why?
Because when I would leave my 14-hour day
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock, haven't seen sunlight other than for practice, and I'd be leaving in the parking lot, you would see the coaches seeing their kids before their next meeting.
Oh my god.
And they were there like 3 hours before us. Those guys work a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
They work a lot.
That visual is so sad. Like meeting in the parking lot for like 5 minutes.
It's
and then,
like-
If you don't like your family though, it's pretty
Yeah.
yeah, then it rocks.
It's true.
it's a good point. You know, there's sometimes these stand-ups do like, you know, so and so came in and did a 7-hour set, and I'm like, he just is about to get a divorce. Like he just doesn't want to go home. Do
The
you see
writing
what's
is on the
happening? He doesn't
wall.
have a passion for stand-up. He doesn't want to be alone with his family. It's not he's not dedicated to the art. His wife's a cunt. And she should be. He's cheating on her, right? Like, or whatever it is. Sorry, I said cunt.
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Fox.
Oh my goodness.
You're on Fox.
This isn't Fox
I
though.
know. I know.
This is Nut House. This is the Nut House.
Okay.
And then when they
Oh, Joe Brady took over.
Yes.
Okay. After Dorsey got fired. Why was Dorsey fired?
They were kind of stalling early. The offense.
They were
wasn't hitting.
stinky.
Jared or Josh Allen wasn't.
They're
really
turning the
clicking.
ball over and they weren't running. Then they started running the ball.
So
and
do a
that's
lot
when
of changes happen throughout the season? Like people are let go and like
the
you're
rosters
just
could
never comfortable.
never.
Never.
Unless you're like, there's like, but even the comfortable guys, I mean, who are like the superstars, they have a pressure that's on them for the standard that they have to go out and perform at every week.
Right.
So there's guys that are trying to make the team. There's guys that are trying to get a role.
So
There's
even the comfortable guys aren't comfortable.
it's
Wait, what do you think about Belichick on Instagram?
I haven't even really seen him. I need real Bill.
Okay.
Okay, this is too. I need. If you wanna see real Bill
He seems like a hostage.
right now, you gotta. What you
Literally said that in
group
the
chat.
more charisma than like an ISIS hostage video this morning. Hey guys, great to be here. Like what?
no, he just what you
No,
gotta
it's
do
adorable.
is you
It's
lock
giving grandpa gets
It is.
Instagram, and I like it.
you lock him in a room with just like the worst football plays ever,
Oh, that
and
would be
let him break
great.
down and like surprise him with it, and like just watch his face and like that. You'll see the real Bill
Dude, that's
there.
a great thing for his social media team to do.
That's
Did
what
you
he
hear
should
that?
do.
His third podcast. That's what we'll do for it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
good.
seriously, like that's what he should be doing, not whatever this other crap is.
Yeah, but enough of that.
But
Whatever.
yeah, Dorsey was fired.
We
Joe
love
Brady
Coach.
took
Yeah, we
over.
love Coach.
They surged after their bye week. What's a bye week?
That means you get a week off.
Okay, you call it bye
Everyone
week.
gets 1 week off during the season.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like so you can have a chance to recover or get healthy.
And
Okay.
It's different for every team, which is crazy.
Yeah, so it comes in different times each year.
All right. Learning stuff.
Luck
All
of the
right.
draw. Now, have you been to Buffalo?
Yeah, perform there a lot.
It's probably a fun crowd.
Yeah, they're great. They're rowdy.
Yeah,
But they like stand up a lot.
I mean, if you got to go to a game over in Buffalo
I love
at
Bills
Orchard.
fans.
The
Like,
Bills
the people in
fans,
my life that are Bills fans are great.
they are so crazy.
Yeah.
They're insane, but they're like great people.
Were they the ones like throwing rocks?
No, they're the ones that jump off their motorhome on like a on fire table and like drink a beer and then like jump 20 feet off and like break the table.
Oh,
that's on fire.
dedication.
They throw something else though.
That's passion.
They did throw a dildo on our field.
They did? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I was sitting there.
Okay, that doesn't hurt anyone.
No. So they go, we're in the middle of a game and we get an incompletion. I'm walking over and and I see this pink thing come on. I'm like, what what the hell is that? And there's a dildo on the field, and it says Brady's dildo or something. And I look at, and the refs see it, and the refs are sitting there. No one wants to touch it.
No one
Everyone
wants to pick it up.
No one wants to pick it up. Everyone's like that's what the Bills fans do, and it's happened multiple times.
So funny because they have to like buy one off Amazon for like $40.
There it is.
I didn't know it had a face.
I didn't either.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So
That's cute. They got a sense of humor.
that's why
We
I mean
like
it's
it.
got to be a great crowd.
Yeah, they're funny. They're fun. And they like it's rare that people just want to laugh. And if the room is dark, that's the only time where like a room cannot be great is when the crowd is lit. Like if you go to a comedy show and the crowd's lit, like you're in the audience and you're like, everyone's going to see me laughing. And if I laugh at something, they'll think that that's what I think or that's what I've done. And so the audience can be a little bit more cagey. But if they're in the dark, they just let loose and it's always great. But you got to get them in the dark.
Yeah.
That's a big, and that's why Golden Globes is terrifying because it's all people who are like so aware of being seen and it's brightly lit. So like if they laugh, they're co-signing on that joke. And so it's going to be very delicate to write jokes.
You'll
for
be
that.
all right.
I'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Thank you so much.
Jack, break down these Chiefs.
Yeah. We're wrapping up the Bills real quick. They won the AFC East for the 4th year in a row.
Ooh.
This was Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen.
Good team.
Dalton Kincaid, all those guys. A lot of dudes on that squad. Should we get in the Chiefs real quick?
Cook.
Von Miller.
Von Miller.
Cook had
shout
a
out
big
Von
year
Miller.
that year.
He was
Wait, did
balling
you
out.
hold on? Sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Did you see the I think it was maybe on Sports Center, the reel of all the guys in the locker room being asked, who would you least like to date your daughter?
Yes.
And they all said Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Yes.
And then it got to Stephon Diggs. And he was really kind of like, who would I? And they're like, well, we got to say everyone doesn't think you. They all.
He got
I wish I
traded.
could say what I really want to say, but it's like they were all. How did they couldn't really tell you why they didn't want, but we can only assume what this man.
He got traded not too long after that.
Really?
Video. Yeah,
Okay.
the Vikings,
That was
Vikings
really
lost.
funny. Okay, sorry.
you seen
I
that?
thought I
I
recognized
saw
it.
it.
It's so funny.
I wonder what
Do you know Stephon?
we've talked on the internet.
He's just, I guess he's just a wacky guy.
He-
And that's why they don't want their daughters dating him because he's just
Had
so
2 touchdowns.
crazy. He likes to have a lot of fun. I was like, what are you not saying? Will you all tell us what you've witnessed? Jesus Christ.
You got to ask the women down in Houston these days. I don't know.
No, he seemed like a great guy.
Hey, 2 touchdowns last week.
He was shocked that they all said him too. It was so good.
Maybe they had a ploy on him. Jack.
Should we get in these Chiefs real quick? 11-6, Andy Reid, Matt Nagy, Spags. We know that coaching staff. Lost 4 games at home this year. This was kind of considered like an iffy year for the Chiefs, which is wild to say. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones held out a little bit before the year. They got that figured out.
Isaiah Pacheco
running
huge
hard.
part of their
That dude
game.
runs so hard. What a beast. Willie Gay, all these guys. Nick Bolton won the AFC West for the 8th straight season. They own that division. Yeah.
Rasheed Rice emerged too.
Yep. Beasts.
Now we will give you the open mic to take us through the origin story of Taylor Swift's fandom.
Of like my fandom or like of like where do you want me to start?
How come
Taylor
you
Swift
love
was
her?
born is December 13th, 1989, a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania. Why do I love her? She just sings my feelings, and I just think she's just Beatles level of brilliant musician. And I'm sure there's a part of it that's like she's blonde and she's tall and she kind of reminds me of me, and she's like what I wish I could do but I can't, so I do this. Like she's just the personification of everything I'd want to be. She's a glitzy, glamorous performer. And she's poetic, and she's so smart, and she's so poised, and she seems to do no wrong. Like she's everything I would want to be, and I just love her. But I also like she's just her music just brings me so much joy, and that's why when people are like, "Are you friends with her?" I'm like, I don't even need that. Like I like her as my favorite musician. Like I don't need she means so much to me in my life as that. If we became friends or and there was somehow, I don't know, if it ever could jeopardize my enjoyment of her music, getting to know her, which I don't think it would. But, sometimes if you meet your heroes, it doesn't add up to what you have in your head. No fault of hers. I'm not saying this would happen, but I can't risk losing what her music means to me in my life. So, but anyway,
You got a what's this? So you got a calendar. You went to the Ellen show and you saw her perform, and you got a calendar.
Yeah.
I want to hear
So
this.
the first, my origin story with her is that I had a room. I was living in LA right out of college, trying to do stand up out here. I had failed miserably after that, but and moved back home. But while I was here, I had a roommate that went to go see the Ellen show, and and Taylor Swift was on the Ellen show that day, and she brought home this calendar to our apartment, and I was just like. It was just like a joke to have this country girls calendar who we'd never heard of. And like, it was just on our coffee table, and we would just like, we wouldn't make fun of it because she was cute. But it was just like, why would we have this as our centerpiece? So it was like a centerpiece on our coffee table for a year. And I never even thought to listen to the girls' music because I thought, oh, I don't like country. And then come to find out, she's like been the most important person in my life. And like, and I say that with like no irony. Like, she just, I'm a Swiftie, and it's like it's a part of like my identity as being are you a huge fan of anything or anyone?
Huge fan of football.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's similar.
I understand the Taylor take. Like, I mean, I'm 38. Like, I've been listening to her for probably like 25 years.
Yeah.
And she's had like literally catchy. What is it, 20 years?
It's 20 years. It's about 20 years. Yeah.
Like for 20 years. I mean, I remember we're listening to Love Story and stuff in college. And
she was a kid when she wrote that stuff.
And now I have a kid. I have a 7-year-old daughter that loves her. We went to her concert.
Yeah.
So like.
But I'm 40, and that's why it's like a little bit problematic. Not problematic, but of concern that I love someone this much. But I just like, I don't know. I used to be ashamed of it. But then, because it's like, the thing is, this is a part of my personality. And that's why I think I'm a little autistic, is because I get obsessed with things in a way that everyone else that likes them doesn't. Like, I want to learn everything about it, and that's all I think about. And I want to get the posters, and I want to get the t-shirts, and I want to get the merch, and I want to get the hat, and I want to get the pins, and I get obsessive where I'm like, I did it with Dave Matthews Band in high school. I've done it with Wilco. I pick a thing, and it's my whole being. And with Taylor, it's been that way for a while. And but then everyone kind of got on board too. And I was like, it looks like I'm not so crazy after all. Because everyone loves her. I mean, literally her endorsement of Kamala last night, we all kind of have hope now. Like,
broke the internet.
Because everyone, I mean, people who've never even mentioned Taylor Swift on my feed are like, thank you, Taylor. You saved democracy. And it's like, fuck right she did. Like, this pop star might have saved democracy for us in the eyes of many people. And that, maybe I wasn't wrong after all for being so obsessed with this person. She's going to save the world. Like, and that's not an overstatement. Like, it really is. It's validating to see her get so much love, even though I wasn't even on the ground floor of it. I mean, I got on board during 1989, but and I just love the whole love story that we're witnessing.
Is it real love?
Travis? Oh yeah.
Are they getting married?
No. Who knows? But I would predict yes.
Yeah.
I would predict kids and marriage, but I don't know. And it's like
kids and marriage.
That would rock.
Yeah, of course.
I would love that.
Of course. And that'll be the moment where I go, I guess I have to have kids. Like, people keep going, are you going to have kids? And I go, no, until Taylor Swift does. And then I'll go, oh God, I got to find someone to adopt or something. Like, I do look to her as like, what's okay. It's okay to be in your 30s and not have kids or what, like, but if she does, I'll probably be like, oh, I got to do it. But no, I do believe there's no part of me that's ever questioned whether or not they're in love and that it's real and all of that. Like, I thought that was funny that anyone thought that was, devised or put together behind the scenes. And it's fun to watch, and I think any scrutiny of it is just people being jealous because everyone's like married and bored and no one's going to ever, unless you cheat, you're never going to feel like, oh my God, like giddy about someone ever again. Like, sorry, that's what monogamy is. Like, and it's great because it's steady and it's secure and there's all great things about long-term relationships, but you're never going to have what they have ever again. And you're jealous that you're never going to be at the US Open going like, and like kissing and like laughing. Like, you don't do that with your husband of 8 years unless maybe you're drunk. But like, I think that most people that are ever having, just saying stuff about them or rolling their eyes or being like, enough already. You're just unhappy and you're jealous.
I get it. Yeah, I
because
agree.
it's so fun to fall in love and like good for her. And they'll be in a place where they're not like that. That doesn't last. We all know that kind of infatuation
Honeymoon
with one
stage.
another. Theirs is going a while because they're on the road a lot, and this is all me speculating.
Ration time. So
yeah.
the time they get, I mean, that's athlete life. That's entertainer life.
Yeah. And so it's going on a while, which is great for us to watch, and it feels so good to watch. But they'll get to a place where it's a little bit more steady and stagnant and not as like cutesy and fun and flirty. But right now it's just so fun to watch. I'm into it.
And I like it because it's growing our sport. I mean, you're a Chiefs fan, and
I'm not just there to be like, when are they going to show Taylor? I'm trying to understand the game. Like I'm becoming a fan of the game because of her.
Yeah.
It's really happening.
That is so cool. I love that.
I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad like people aren't like, oh yeah, now you care. Like I'm sure there's some people like
That's
that,
a
but
lame
like
take.
I don't
those
care.
are narrow-minded people.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And
Don't you want growth?
thank you.
You want to grow.
Any way you
want
can
to grow
get
the
it.
party.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about being a Swiftie is like if you want to jump on board now and you weren't before, I don't care. Just come on in. We'll have you. Like it's really fun. Join
yeah.
us.
With open arms.
And I did the game show with Travis that he hosts, the Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?
Yeah.
That's coming out on Amazon, I think October 16th. 18th.
How was it?
So fun. I mean, me as a super Swiftie, I was like, do I tell him? Like, that feels like something I should disclose if he's to be around me. Like, she was on my phone as like the picture. And I'm like, I should take that off. And I go, no, I'm not going to take it off because that would mean I'm hiding something. And if he sees it, I'll say something, but I'm not going to be like, look, like. And so I didn't say anything because it was just not the place to be like, and I love your girlfriend and I'm so happy for you. Like, it was just about getting the show done. And he was so good. And it's just so cool to see someone like it was at the roast, like seeing you guys who are such masters at what you've done enter this new kind of thing that we're all really proficient at and just kill it and go, oh, there's a reason they were good at that other thing too, is because they just know how to get good at things. They know how to put in the work to be great. And that's what I saw with Travis in hosting was like, he's doing something that I've watched a lot of famous people who host for a living do and not do as well as he did. And he was truly like, I've done a ton of these game shows with hosts.
Yeah.
And
he killed it. I mean, he's a charming guy.
But
He's
it's not
funny.
easy to read a teleprompter and like
I know.
have the gameplay
Trust me,
going
I
and
know.
keep the jokes going, and right?
Yeah, I can't read.
And he was really good at it.
It's hard.
I was just
I'm
like,
on
man,
live TV, it's tough.
I was happy for our girl. I just told other Swifties that I know personally. I was like, our girl chose a good guy. He's very talented, and he really was nice to everyone on set and didn't big time anyone. Like, it's really easy for those hosts to kind of like, even if there's a celebrity pool of people competing and there's the host sometimes will like stay apart from everyone else. And he was mingling with everyone. And this was like at the height of them being like, they had just won the Super Bowl. And this was like back in the spring when we filmed this. And he was just cool and humble. And it made me happy for my friend Taylor.
Me too.
Heck yes.
It
love
really
that.
felt like I met my friend's boyfriend and he was cool, like
He got the thumbs up.
Yeah.
One for
even
the
though
football
she doesn't
boys.
need it from
Yeah,
me.
that's right,
but I was
baby.
like, yeah.
One for the football boys.
Yeah, he's awesome. And it's good to see. Yeah. And you as well. Like, you're charismatic. You're good on stage. Like, it's cool to hear that you sold out the Wilbur and had an amazing show and like going to continue to do that stuff. Like, this ain't easy.
No, it's not. No,
So,
it's not.
but you know how to be
I need to
great.
ice my brain.
Yeah, do you sometimes at the end of podcasts
Yeah.
feel like you need,
No, yeah, it's just
or just talking too much?
I do talk a lot. Like, just you do a podcast and you do an interview, and then because you're doing a lot of this, and like at home after I'm done, I just want to sit on my couch and do nothing.
Agreed. Or you get into a car, you have a car service, and the driver wants to talk, and you have to because you don't want them to tell people that you were rude, because then that person will tell someone that tells someone, and then suddenly there's a train of people who hear that one time you were a dick.
Yeah.
So you have to be nice, but sometimes you just want to say,
That's why I never get, like, when someone says that person was an ass.
I never
trust it because you never know that maybe his fucking dog died that day.
I need 3 separate sources. I need 3 separate instances from 3 different people
and they gotta
that
be
have
credible
a talk
sources.
that they align with the same thing. Like, this person didn't tip this one time, they didn't tip this, and then I go, they're shitty.
Oh, so you're
like,
detective. You're detective work.
yeah, like, but one time they didn't tip. You don't know the circumstances. They could have thought someone else tipped. They could, like, it's happened before where, so, you need to everyone out there, before you judge people, get multiple stories first.
Got to get multiple
Yes,
stories. And
before
we
you
got to get the
condemn.
story on this game, Jackie.
We must.
Crazy one in Orchard Park. Early, we trade field goals 3-3.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo. Jason Kelce, shirt off, in the box, cold night.
Oh, my God.
All that, doesn't
He's so
matter.
cool.
Chugging beers.
He is cool.
Tied at the end of one. Early in the second quarter, the Bills take the lead on a Josh Allen scramble for a touchdown, capping off a 75-yard drive. Chiefs come back with a field goal, 10-6 now. Then with under 4 left to play, Pat finds wide open Trav for the first TD, puts them up 13-10. Trav does the iconic love, the hard hands.
He does the heart hands to Tay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that was
sick.
so cute.
That was
Those
awesome.
moments are so great.
Love that one.
When
That was
he's
iconic.
looking up at the box, cheesing. They say he's cheesing, but he's like, I think sometimes he's like looking at the scores. Like, like
I know.
I'm sure he could be looking at many things, but we just
I
attribute
like to
everything
think
he
he's
does.
looking dead in the eyes of
Yes,
Tay and
it's so
hitting it
cute.
with the hard
I
hands.
love it.
That's what I think, too.
That was that was baller. But then the Bills march back down, regain the lead, 17-13 going
Wait,
into
can I
the
ask
half.
a question?
Yeah.
Dumb girl question.
Lay it on me.
Because I really want to understand. Okay, what's the difference between a TD and a rushing TD?
It's just a type of TD.
Okay.
A TD is the same thing. They're both 6 points.
Right.
A rushing means you ran it in.
And
You
a
didn't throw
touchdown
it.
means you threw it and
No,
someone caught it.
touchdown that's just
Well,
describing.
like touchdown is like the thing.
Yeah.
But a rushing means like he got through people and
Yeah, well, Pacheco's a running back.
okay,
So you hand him the ball. You don't throw him the ball.
Right.
Typically.
right?
And so someone handed him the ball and he scored a touchdown.
Okay, thank you.
So, but if it was like a receiver and he caught it, he would just say touchdown.
Got it. Okay, thank
Good
you.
That's a good question.
I don't know if it was, but thank you for explaining. It helps.
But then
Stifled
early in the
laughs
second.
throughout the
No,
room.
we're good. I like that.
I'm just kidding.
Bills, Trav comes out, gets his second TD to start the third quarter there. Chiefs retake the lead. Then we switch back. Buffalo retakes the lead on a long 15-play drive. Then back up 24-20. Now we're into the fourth. Pacheco TD starts it off. Go up 27-24. That'd be the last score of the game.
Last score.
Game gets a little drunk. We got the DeMar Hamlin fake punt that doesn't go through. We got the fumble through the back of the end zone. Then down to the end, a Buffalo ending, a familiar ending for the people in Buffalo. A field goal miss, wide right.
Oof.
Wide right.
You ever heard of wide right?
Please explain that. Yeah.
So wide right, the Bills went to the Super Bowl in the 90s 4 times in a row.
Oh my God.
And they lost them all. And their first one they went to, they had a field goal to win the game. Was it to win or tie? Could have been to
Let me
win.
double
Tie,
check.
tie,
Tie,
because
tie.
the Giants won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a tie. Yeah, yeah.
And it was a short field goal and they missed it. And so like this wide right is a term known throughout football lore that the Bills
Because it
missed
went to
They
the
went
right wide.
The kick.
Who was that kicker?
That was Scott Norwood back then.
Norwood.
Was he like? Is he okay?
No, you remember like Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
like Laces Out Dan? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he turned into that guy. That was
Oh
based
my
off of his
God.
character.
Yeah,
Oh
brutal.
my
No, I
God,
don't know
the
if that's
pressure.
true, but that's
But
what I
like,
think.
were the
Norwood
Bills
jerseys
mad at
then.
him, or were they like probably like, it's okay, buddy, we're sad too? Like, what's the vibe after something like that happens?
I think it's become so a part of their identity to be losers that they now have like ownership. of
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
Like, and people
But-
wear jerseys now of his too.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
He literally like disappeared from like the public eye for
Yeah,
a long time.
it was
after
bad.
that.
Oh no! So it was shameful.
Yeah, and then he was like selling insurance, and then I think he's doing some real estate stuff now. it
okay,
looks like,
all
but-
right, all right.
Yeah.
It's a good market. It's a seller's market right now. So I don't think it is. But
Selling
I'm
Norwood
sure
coming to
it'll be
Netflix.
one again sometime soon.
Do you remember? Did you watch this game?
Yeah, definitely.
Where?
Probably at home.
Did you remember?
St. Louis.
Do you remember Jason Kelce just chugging beers?
Yes, and I just
Are you
love him.
are you team Jason or team Travis more?
I don't.
No bias.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the older brother here. I'm gonna go with Jason because I feel like he's gave us what Travis is. Like a great older brother can really set the stage for a great younger brother because it's just that's everything. Like I feel like the greatest men I know have really good influences as an older brother, and you just see that Jason's just who he is. He's really funny. He cares a lot. He has a lot of heart. He's not like. Even though you would say a guy taking off his shirt and chugging beers in the box is like dying for attention and like he just is trying to make a statement. No, that's just who he is.
That's a really good point.
It's like
Didn't feel forced.
there's nothing showboaty about him, even though he's a showboat. And I love him, and I think he's like, I think that whole family has a lot of heart, and it's just a great, close, tight-knit family. But I think Jason has just been a great example and mentor for Travis. I mean, I have no idea, but I just feel like, yeah, I love them both, though.
Just a couple Ohio boys.
Yeah, I'm an Ohio girl.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In fact, when I met Travis Kelce, I was so nervous. Like, on the show together, I was great because it's on camera and I'm like professional.
Nice.
But then he was, making small talk during a stop down on the show and was like, and it came up during the show that I'm from Ohio or was born there. And he goes, well, what part of Ohio are you from? Because he went to college there. And I couldn't remember where I was born. I couldn't remember the town. My teeth started chattering. And I'm not someone who I've gotten this way a couple times when I met Dave Matthews, when I met, I think, Howard Stern the first time. But like,
Jeez, man.
Shout out Howard, baby.
Like
Kelce's in the Howard Stern.
That's pretty good
category.
Well, no offense to Travis, because I have the utmost respect for him, but he's not someone I knew about prior to Taylor Swift. Really, no offense. I don't think a lot of people.
But still, he's there now.
But because of his proximity to her, and because of how much she loves him, and how much how much reverence I have for him, and knowing how everyone who pays attention to this game feels about him, I was that nervous. And then the second the cameras were back on, I was fine. But I was like, I can't have I was just like, Loveland. Like my teeth were. I've never had that kind of nervous reaction. But yeah, that's that happened.
So Ohio, man.
Ohio. And then I blacked out the rest of the conversation. I don't even know what happened. Like, honestly, he was so nice to me, too. And I could tell he probably knew I was nervous. Look how adorable these two are.
Look at them.
And
So
look
the
at
aftermath of this, Jack, what happens?
The Bills lose for the third straight year
Oof.
in the divisional round. Patrick Mahomes goes on to win another Super Bowl. The Chiefs beat the Ravens to get there. Jason Kelce and Taylor Swift broke the internet. And then our man, the guy you do not want dating your daughter, Stephon Diggs, he gets traded away after this game. In the offseason, he's down there in Houston now. That's about it, man.
So we got to name this game. This is the segment where we name the game and we score it. Nikki, what game would you like to call it? The Swift comeback, the Swift victory, the Kelce Swift spectacle, the Sweet Chiefs,
I like how you give me choices.
the Sweet Escape game, the Kelce box game, the Jason Kelce game, or Wide White 3?
Like the white
Wide white.
sweater
Wide white.
game,
I sounded like, what
because
is that?
that's what she was wearing.
Elmer Fudd.
I just know by what she was
sweater.
wearing.
I love that.
And Jason Kelce was wearing a white sweater, a white person sweater, which is just
The white sweater
Black-
game.
The white sweater game. I love
black
Perfect.
that.
chest hair.
Perfect. Is this the greatest game of all time? Let's score it. Stakes of this divisional round game, 0 to 10 decimals.
I
Okay.
mean, the stakes for me, like based on just what I know and what I just heard you guys say, it feels like the stakes are pretty high. It feels like a 9, like
Win or
getting
go
the
home, yeah.
Bills, like getting close to another Super
Yeah,
Bowl,
that's-
which they haven't been since the 90s.
That's a
Have they
good
not
point.
been to the Super Bowl since the 90s?
They haven't been since
Since
the
that run?
90s.
Okay, I would say it a 9.
It's a 9. It is. That's a great. That's a great score. I'm gonna go with the 8-6 because divisional round. What'd you guys go? 8.
8-6 as well.
Ooh.
Okay, great. I'm not like completely off.
I did
No.
7-9.
We're in the same
Star
ballpark.
power of this game.
I mean, can it get better? I mean, the Super Bowl's better, so I'll give it a 9. Like it's right below what you're gonna get there.
Good integrity
With Taylor
score.
there.
Pretty score.
You know,
And with Jason,
Jason's
fresh
there,
off retirement.
Trav's there.
fresh off retirement.
there.
How many Hall of Famers on the field do you think?
Mahomes.
Future,
Kelce,
yeah. I mean,
Kelsey,
Gotta be
Josh Allen. Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Spag.
I'm gonna go 8. Spags.
A lot of good folks here. Ooh, 9-3.
Great.
I had a 9-4.
Let's go, baby.
The gameplay of the game. It went back and forth.
I think that's
Fun to
fun.
watch. Fun to watch.
It was fun.
I mean, I'll give it an 8-6 because
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna go 8-7. 8-1.
8-1.
Okay.
I had 8-5.
Man, we're all on the same
And
page here. I love it.
The name of the game, the white sweater game, because Tay wore the white sweater.
And
at the
because
game.
Jason Kelce took off his shirt and he displayed his white sweater.
So everyone
That was more dark.
A graying
Brunette
Were they-
sweater.
brunette. Yeah.
Were they all? Oh wow! I didn't notice that. The name
And
of
he was
the-
a white sweater, like he was sweating. So he took off his shirt. He was a white man sweating. It works in so many ways.
It does.
Okay.
The name of the game. You got to score the name.
Oh, I got to score the
This is a good
name
one.
of the game? This is dumb.
It's the cultural. It's the
The
cultural
name,
impact.
I think we nailed it. 10.
Amen, baby.
cultural
Fucking
impact.
10.
I'm gonna go with the 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I scored this before I knew the name, but all right. 8-3's all right.
Where does it score? 847. Where does that rank on all our games that we have done?
It's too high. I'll tell you that much.
It's too high.
It tied with the 18-1 Super Bowl. What number is that, Jack?
I threw
the
it, you
Patriots
guys.
Giants Super Bowl lost the undefeated
Yes.
season.
That is
My
It
vote should
tied
have
with
counted
that.
like Idaho's electoral college. Like one vote.
It's just below the
wasn't fair.
2003 AFC Championship Colts versus Patriots, and just above Becky Two Belts WrestleMania 35 and the
Becky
double
Two
comeback
Belts.
game. Pats Ravens. Little high.
Wait, so what was the number one game that you have? The Super Bowl. What's LI? That's
51.
51. And when was that?
That was that when we were down 28-3.
That was when you were at?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, what happened in that? Sorry, this isn't what this is about.
We were losing 28-3 at in the third quarter.
What year?
2017?
Season 17.
16,
Okay,
2016.
this is how I'm going to distinguish it. Who was the halftime show?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Okay. All right. Wow. Wait, so you were down
Down 28-3 in the third quarter.
and?
We came back and won.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, now that you're a
I gotta
football
go back
fan,
and watch
you
highlights
should
of
watch
that.
You should watch that
I can't
game.
wait. Are
It's
you
insane.
fucking kidding me?
This game was wild.
There's a lot of good stories too behind it. Like Tom's mom was sick. Tom was coming off Deflategate. You know, there's a lot of stuff.
Oh my God.
It was
Okay.
juicy.
Okay. Wow.
It's a
I'm so glad
juicy
I
game.
asked. Thank you.
Did we miss anything?
No,
Nikki?
we did so much. This was so fun.
This was very fun. Do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, my special "Someday You'll Die," which was nominated for an Emmy, didn't win, lost to Dick Van Dyke. It's okay.
Dick Van Dyke's still alive?
Yeah,
He was moving around, too, I
Unfortunately.
saw.
Bro.
no, I'm just, for now. So Dick Van Dyke won, and he should have. He's Dick Van Dyke.
You
but,
remember those? Didn't he used to sell those record things? The Dick Van Dyke.
No, you're thinking of the New Year's Eve guy.
Dick Clark?
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark.
Oh, okay.
Remember those?
Yeah,
I used to watch
Tan
those
Man.
Dick
infomercials.
Van Dyke is the guy from
The Dick Van
original,
Dyke show.
Yeah, the Dick Van Dyke
No,
show.
but also Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
Ma-
yes.
I didn't know he was still there.
Yeah, he's still
Hey,
here.
keep
he's
on
still
going,
with us.
Dick,
We saw him
baby,
on Saturday
98.
night.
By the way,
Lost
Dick.
to him.
But you guys got to check out this "Someday You'll Die."
Yeah,
It's all
streaming on
So
Max
good.
now. Thank you so much. And then I'm currently on tour, and I will be for the rest of my life. It's so much fun. Come see me, Nikki Glaser, Alive and Unwell. And I just want to say, if you watch my special, you go to this tour, you're not going to hear any of the same material. It's all new. I'm working on my next special already, so come out and see me. I've dates at nikkiglaser.com.
Guys, she's freaking hilarious. You watch that special, you'll see exactly what she is about. She is unfiltered. It makes it so fun to hear it coming from her.
Thank you, man.
And like it's you guys got to check out "Someday You'll Die" streaming on Max. Go check her out live. She's a blast, and she'll be hosting the Golden Globes here
yeah.
coming up,
Let's
which
go.
is going to be
January
insane.
5th.
Let's go.
She's had a
Let's
monster
go.
year. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
the
you
show,
so
Nikki.
much. It was such an honor. It was fun.
Wow, she really is funny.
I'm a full Nikki stan. She rocks.
Her story's awesome, and I'm so happy for her that, like a lot of people, probably saw her for the first time at the roast, and to see what she's used that to get, become and get. She's been doing it for a long time, and she was explaining, it takes a special something, that break, and I don't know if that was her break, but it was cool to hear her side of that story.
It was cool to hear that she knew what it was going to be ahead of time, and she did all that
Yeah.
preparation.
Yeah.
That
She's
was
done
cool.
those roasts in the past, but none of them were.
Yeah.
You're right. She knew this was it, baby. This was a big one.
Well, they hadn't been around in a minute, right?
They hadn't been around in a
Yeah.
minute, and it switched from Comedy Central over to Netflix.
Yeah.
And,
This is the first Netflix one.
yeah.
Yeah, and it
and
was
the first
live.
live one. The others
Yeah.
were tape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot that she was at the Comedy Store when you were there.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot until she told me.
She said that. It's like,
I was
oh,
in
right.
a fucking zone.
We were hearing that. It's like, oh, don't go in there. You'll hear her stuff. Yeah.
in the
That's
zone,
cool.
rocking it, bro.
Man,
That was so cool. It was cool to go back to that time and place when we were in the writer's room and jamming, and that was really a magical night.
It's cool.
That was so cool.
I wanted to dig in more about if Jeff was telling comedians the stuff that you guys like, how like tactfully he was telling people what jokes were coming out and what people were using.
Edelman's got a Hernandez joke. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm curious
said,
like,
yeah.
if they,
bets
because they,
are off.
or these guys are doing this one, kind of being the puppet master,
Jeff was amazing with that.
roast master,
Roast Master
There you
General
go.
himself, baby.
you
I
go.
wonder who's next.
Who's next?
LeBron.
Who's next?
LeBron.
That'd be insane.
Or, I mean, would you get an active? Is Patty too young?
I was gonna say, is Killer Trav or Patty too young? I don't know.
Trav. I guess you Trav.
They need more, I think, out there. I think you need to be like,
No,
kind of at the
Trav
end.
can get roasted right now because
well, he's a huge star. You got to be like done, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
no.
Who's in that
I think if
rarefied
they
air?
could get Trav,
They'd be down.
100%. There's 230 million.
No,
Fucking slappies.
that'd be crazy, bro. Either way, what a time. Nikki was awesome.
Yeah, she was
such
great.
a cool,
Yeah.
like, she just, she rocks.
It's cool that like how much she's like actually getting into football is awesome.
Amen. And great hang in the nut house.
Yeah.
Came right in and feeling like she was one of the crew. I love it.
Yeah, she was good. I liked it. It was fun. I can't wait to keep watching her
Same.
succeed. You know, now
Onward and
I'm
upward.
like, it's kind of like when you meet, like you're vested now.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Golden
best.
Globes, baby. I can't wait.
Golden Globes. Probably wouldn't have watched it, but now I will.
Amen. We'll be rooting for her.
I still won't.
I like the Oscars.
Get out of here.
You watching Golden Globes?
Hater. I love the Golden Globes.
I watched the Oscars.
I love the award season. It's fun.
I
The
like
pageantry.
Grammys.
All the Hollywood types patting their own back. Who needs it?
Yeah, but I like seeing the fits and the pageantry. It's fun.
Yeah.
A celebration of the industry. We
Honestly, I don't think I watched the whole thing. I think I just get
Yeah,
the
flip back and
flicks.
4 hours.
Social. I just
Check out
scroll.
Vogue the next
I get
day,
the
see what
TikTok
everyone wore.
Spark Note version of
You
it.
catch what you
Big
need on
facts.
Twitter.
I also, I love a Nuthouse guest that follows us and likes our clips and is
Yeah.
and she knew the vibe. I love that. That was so cool. I was tickled, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely.
Also, can we just
Made me blush.
Bon Jovi? Like,
John.
Yeah.
what a fucking mensch.
This guy just goes out and talks people off bridges.
Do you think he would have had the courage to do that had he not just talked to us?
check.
You think he sang to her a little?
I
like
hope
maybe
so.
a little acoustic version, like in key. Maybe this will spark. This will spark something.
It could, bro. That is incredible. What a guy.
I mean,
Add it to your list of
it
the
doesn't
laundry list.
surprise you though.
No.
No, because we've been getting a lot. I've been getting a lot of like text messages because he was just on the show and the timing of this, and it's just like the one thing is like I'm not surprised at all because
At all.
he was such a genuine, nice, hospitable, amazing human being. I wasn't surprised. In this
I was like, almost like, is this like probably the third time it's happened?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
is this like an old headline? Yeah.
John is so cool.
Yeah.
Just a sweet person. I always said that.
No, he's the best.
And to see him talking to a lady off the left. I mean, we should make this. This should be a movie. We should make a movie about this.
I'm with you.
Get Oliver Stone to do it.
Yeah, we'll get Oliver Stone. All right, let's jump into a little something. You know, we've been reading all these Apple Podcast reviews, so let's hear a couple of them. You know, these have been fun.
This is to encourage you to write more.
Oh, wait, you want me to read these out or we?
Yeah,
are we
I'm
doing
gonna.
them?
Why don't you do it?
All right. We got our first one here from Westbound 007. 5-star review.
5-star.
Category. The title of this one is Macho. The Macho Man impressions were freaking amazing. I love this podcast. That was a great moment. From the Becky Lynch episode.
Westbound. Where's that? You think?
Anywhere west of the Mississippi,
I think,
maybe?
I think it's
Maybe he's an old
moving. He's not anywhere. He's going west.
He's west. Go west, young man.
And he
Go
also like
West,
maybe
Joe.
he's a spy because he's 007.
Oh, yeah.
Is he a double agent?
Maybe.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, you guys are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Every time I do the Macho Man, I can't talk for like 3 days.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Eat me. Oh, yeah. Cream rises to the top. Oh, yeah. Oh, watch out. Yeah.
The cream always rises to the top when you look at that. Oh yeah.
All right, next review.
You'll know when we recorded this is if you watch Fox NFL Kickoff and Jules can't talk. Who just did this episode?
Chamomile tea now, please. Extra honey.
Yeah.
Pronto.
All right, let me read this one.
All right.
This is from The Kind. The title is great, 5 stars. The review is great pod.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
All the kind is
The
the name.
kind. Fan of maybe he's just a kind guy or he's a fan of the bar. I don't know.
It's THA though.
Yeah.
Space
Little extra flavor on
cayenne K Gosh,
All right, next review
that's a good one.
from Mom Beck 916. Shout out, Mom.
Mom back.
Mom Beck. Pod is a
916,
weekly
that's-
listen.
Wait. 916, is that, where's that?
That
We're gonna
is-
dox Mombeck.
Is that New York?
That is Sacramento.
Zach. Speaking
Oh,
of
Rancho
Sacramento,
Let's
Cordova.
not dox our
Loomis.
anonymous reviewer.
All right, Mom Beck 916.
Her
Pod is a
social
weekly
security
listen.
number is
Oh my God. 5-star review. Jules, Jack, and Kyler. Sup, bubs? Love the pod, boys. It's a part of my work days, and I love going back and listening to old eps to catch up on something I maybe missed. I know it's a tough task, but is there any way we can get Bobby Orr on the pod to talk about the goal,
The flying
against
goal.
the Blues that clinched Boston the 72 Stanley Cup? You ask any hockey fan alive during the time, and maybe even know still if they were raised right. Bobby Orr is the greatest defenseman of all time. Would love to hear a Bobby Orr ep.
probably the greatest statue of all time.
Oh,
Incredible.
all-timer, bro.
incredible moment.
Yeah, we got to get him on.
We got more hockey coming. We're gonna be doing more hockey. This would be a White Whale episode guest. We are
100%.
talking with a former teammate of his,
Mom Beck.
so we'll see on that. But
Are we?
who maybe has assisted this goal for all you puckheads out there?
Okay.
But yeah, more hockey. Bobby Orr would be incredible. I DM'd him to try. I don't know.
Bobby
if he's-
Orr on social media?
Yeah, I don't
Heck
know. He
yeah.
didn't respond, so he might not be in there.
Damn.
His
Damn.
like great granddaughter needs to be in there.
He's
on.
not that old.
Gotta be 70. No, that was a long time ago.
76.
Yeah, that's old, bro.
76?
Yep.
Wow, it looks great.
He doesn't have a
Yeah,
great
baby.
granddaughter. He could if he had a kid young.
Let's see.
No, you can't have great, can you? So you'd have a kid. That kid would have a kid at a young age.
Just add an
It's a
18.
family of having young kids. at
Young
age.
kids. I mean, maybe they're from Canada, rural Canada. That it could be different over there. Is he Canadian?
He's from Ontario, yeah.
Yeah. See, rural Canada, maybe.
There you go. One of the best to ever do it. He'd be great. Check
I
this
want to
next
see
one.
his young family.
Shout out to his possibly young family. A nostalgic roller coaster ride. This is a 5-star review from Fudge Flaps. Nice.
Fudge Flaps.
Quite the username, my
Wow.
guy. My guy.
This is a long one.
This is a very long one, so I'm going to get my voice
Fudge
ready here.
Flaps.
All of my New England Patriots fandom aside, Julian Edelman has posted himself as one of the most intriguing and knowledgeable hosts in the game. Right on, bro.
Who did we pay for this?
Always excited to share while maintains the ability to listen and be curious. I always love
Debatable.
hearing the ins and outs of historic sports moments. And when this podcast made its way into the world, I found an unbelievable source of entertainment, humor, and ever-present wonder of sitting and just riffing off statistics and talking about random sports moments with the boys. This show helps me smile, escape the dark times, and I remember that I've listened through some of the greatest games ever. As a lifelong sports fanatic, this show brings my serotonin to a whole new level. Wow. Oh, man. Fudge Flaps is nice with the pen. What a guy.
Fudge Flaps is, dude, that's like a very good written review.
It was, bro.
That's
very
MLA format.
effusive, very, that was great.
Serotonin. I love it.
The fact that we can
Good
be a little
words in there.
serotonin boost and the fact that we can help you through those dark times, man,
yeah.
that's an honor.
I'm curious about you, Fudge Flaps. I wanted to say Fudge apps. I'm maybe dyslexic.
Maybe.
You think they would have diagnosed that,
No.
years ago?
I like nuts in my fudge. How about you?
You like what?
I like some nuts in my fudge.
Oh,
If we're on the-
got to.
Yeah,
Me
got to
too.
get a little crunch in there.
You like to dip your nuts in fudge? What?
What?
Kyler, live a little.
You want to read this one, Jules?
Timmy 1012. Best podcast by a mile, but Jules, tell Kyler to have fun once in a while instead of saying, let's wrap this up 70 times when you and Jack are having a good old time. Other than that, killer show, boys.
Timmy.
Can we wrap this up?
70 times.
There's only so much hard drive space in the world.
I wish you saw behind the camera how much times he tells us to wrap it up. You know what's even crazier is when I'm getting the exclamation points on the docs and stuff, man. Like, we got 4 minutes back. can't get out.
Oh,
I see him
it's a perfect time for a follow-up question that is dumb. Got to get people in and out. We're a well-oiled machine.
Okay, you just can't destroy the integrity of the art of the conversation.
baby.
Is there an audiobook version of that? Yeah, I just said that 2 seconds ago.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Did he? Well, then my listening and curiosity, according to
Fudge
other
Flaps.
person, is Fudge Flaps is fucking way off.
Hey,
So what the hell is Fudge Flaps watching or listening to? God.
We should praise the curiosity.
we love the riff, baby. We love it.
Keegan-Michael Key we're talking about.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key. I wonder if he is going to read the audiobook.
Read
Remember,
the
I didn't-
audiobook?
If
I
he's
didn't
going to read
mine.
his own audiobook.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, is he narrating it? Is he
Yeah, he's
doing?
narrating
it?
If he's going to say
I
it.
was about to ask him that.
Why
but we didn't
would...
have
I
time.
mean, he's a voice actor from
He would
Transformers.
kill
It's
it.
true.
This guy's fucking...
Did you do your own?
I didn't. It'd take a long time.
Yeah.
Who did yours?
Can you imagine?
Some rando.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
And I think I listened to a little bit, and it's so funny to hear like a man of nice literature have to say like, "Let's the fuck go up, bro." like when they're quoting me in certain things, like, "Let's fucking go," and he said it was "Let's fucking go." You know what I mean? It's pretty stupid.
Recording that audiobook would probably take longer than writing it.
Writing it took a long time, actually.
Dude, shout out to Gregory Abbey, bro. That was the guy that did it.
And Tom Curran too.
Shout out. Gregory Abbey was the narrator, though.
Oh, great! Of mine?
What else he's in? He's in Bull.
Yeah, he's done some stuff, bro.
Let's
The
hear
Good
him.
Wife,
Let's put him on real quick. I want to hear his voice.
FBI. He's done some stuff. Shout out Gregory.
The Atlanta Falcons' speed and execution and our lack of precision put us in a Super Bowl hole deeper than one any team had ever climbed out of. What made me so sure there would be a plot twist? Didn't I have doubts? No. We'd been in holes like this before. In Super Bowl 49, we trailed by 10 at the start of the fourth quarter against Seattle. No team had ever erased a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl. We did.
We did.
Nobody believed in us then. I was sure nobody believed in us now. That didn't matter. Nobody believed a lot of us would even get to the NFL. Here we were. Nobody believed Tom Brady would go from a 6th-round pick to the best ever. He did. Nobody believed Bill Belichick was a legend in waiting when he was hired by the Patriots in 2000. He was. Nobody believed I could play quarterback at a Division I football program in college and turn myself into a wide receiver in the NFL. I had. Our organization was loaded with people who ignored doubters to get where they were. Just before the second half kickoff, Tom sat down next to me on our bench. I reminded him once more. Gonna be a hell of a story. Hell yeah, he said.
Hell yeah.
Coming out of halftime, the Falcons threw one.
That seems like a good book. We should read that.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna check that one out,
dude sounds awesome.
dude. I'm deep in the Gregory Abbey Wikipedia page.
I said it's gonna be a hell of a story. He said, "Hell yeah."
He did a lot of work on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some Yu-Gi-Oh. Nice.
I like him.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Well, what a game. Thanks again to Nikki. That was a fun episode. And that's been another episode of Games with Names.
Oh wait, hold on. I had a joke I wrote for this. Jack was so
Dude,
pumped
wrap
about-
it up. What a game. That's thanks again to Nikki. That's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember,
Rate and review.
remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-2290. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.